The Pan-African Parliament sitting in Midrand is today expected to elect new leadership following a tongue lashing from African Union Commission chairperson Moussa Faki Mahamat. Last year, the Parliament couldn't elect new leaders after proceedings descended into chaos. Members of Parliament differed on the principle of rotation in the 5 regions. SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo is standing by with the latest. A very good afternoon to Khayelihle. Many dramatic scenes playing out on our screens the last time there was an election held. Very strict words. What else are we expecting today?
Well, certainly, Nzinga, it is indeed a very moment of truth today, as the members will have that opportunity really to redeem themselves, especially after the message from the African Union Commission Chair, Moussa Faki Mahamat, where he really appealed to the members to prioritize the interest of the continent by making sure that this time they do get the leadership, they stabilize the institution, restores its prestige, especially because there's quite a multiple challenges facing the continent. You look at the issue of insecurity, peace and security, climate change. We've seen very devastating floods. But of course, joining us now at this point in time is the interim Southern Africa's bloc chairperson, of course, the chief whip of the governing party here in the country. So, Pemmy, let's look at now the announcement that has been made by the Southern African caucus to say that you're rallying behind the Zimbabwean senator, that of course, Chief Fortune Chirombiro. What does this mean? Especially because, you know, there has been a lot of speculations about divisions, the 2 candidates emerging from this bloc. Are you finally united?
There is only one candidate in our region. That started in 2021 May, when we agreed on Chief Chirombiro. When the session adjourned abruptly, we took upon ourselves as Southern Region to contact AUC. We sent delegations more than 3 times to AUC to say, let's resuscitate PAP. We're interested in PAP and want to ensure that PAP plays its robust oversight role as a legislative arm. And we were together. There was no other candidate up until a month ago, when we heard that there's one person who nominated himself and submitted the forms. Yesterday, we had to do an official nomination of a candidate. There was only one name, the name of Chief Chirombiro. And come 2 o'clock this afternoon, Chief Chirombiro will be declared as the president of PAP. We're excited as the region because since the inception of PAP in 2004, there was no member of the Southern region who became the president of PAP. With Chief Chirombiro, he joined PAP in 2004 during its inception. He's part of the furniture of PAP. He understands each and everything. So we wanted a leader of his caliber, a unifier, a person who understands the rules, a person who understands that in this continent we need to deal with the issue of inequality, underdevelopment, the issue of peace. For instance, there are about 4 countries that are not here because they don't have democratic processes in their country. They took power through coup d'etat, and they are not part of this. Those are the things that we don't appreciate. We're supposed to work with all our peers to ensure that democracy must prevail in each and every corner of this continent.
And of course, it's described as a peace builder. Come 2 p.m., are we not going to see a sheer pandemonium, insults being held? You at some point were one of the victims where you had to open a case and withdraw. Are we going to see peace prevailing and democracy in action?
Of course, because what we said to AUC was that we are part of the AU as an organ of the AU, and therefore what is done in the AU, it must be done throughout the structures of AU, which is a rotation principle. So that rotation principle has been clarified by Mr. Faki Moussa. There is no problem now. He said there are 2 regions that are due, the South and North. North, we negotiated quite some time with North that we're going to support North as a first vice president. They must allow us time to be president, and next time it will be theirs after 3 years. And North did not field any candidate. So there's only one candidate for this PAP, no other contestation.
Where does this put Mr. Chihana? He's still quite determined that he's going to represent Southern Africa. Is he dubbed as an independent candidate?
He is an independent candidate, and in accordance to the PAP rules, we don't have independent candidates. A candidate gets nominated by the region. A submission is signed by me as an acting chairperson. Each and every region is, submit a signed nomination, not an individual. He must go and try somewhere else, not in this PAP. So he is not our candidate, and there's only one candidate as declared. He has been disqualified. It was that he boycotted the meeting. He became very rowdy yesterday in the meeting because he wanted to bull us in a meeting, and we cannot allow that. We have one region. For that matter, the Malawi delegation, it's 5 of them. It's only this one black goat going out there and trying to mess up.
Just before I let it go, Acting Chair, the issue of the rotation principle, we know there's a protocol to officiate and make sure that it's a legal instrument. What would be your message to the member states to make sure that it actually being rectified so that it's just not just an appeal being made?
We have a document that is called the Malabo Protocol, which also talk to the rotation and other programs that PAP must undertake. It is upon all of us that we must first and foremost give PAP teeth. It is toothless for quite some time. People don't know about PAP. They only knew about it when there was that very rowdy behavior last year. But we have not as yet risen to serve what our people need in this continent. And all of us, we must respect the democratic processes because we are PAP. Because there is AU. Without AU, there is no PAP. For instance, yesterday there was an attempt to undermine AU. AU, it's head of states that they sit there, and they had to intervene as per our intervention. And as Southern region, we're not intervening because we want to be president, but we're saying allow the 2 regions to take their rightful position. And when the time comes after 3 years, we are not going to contest anything. We're going to hand over the baton to the northern region, and we are saying to all other regions, they must learn from. They are going to learn from us, and let's respect that democracy and the rules of PAP and rules of African Union.
All right, Acting Chair, thank you so much indeed for your time. Of course, on behalf of the Southern Bloc, so everyone is just anticipating for 2 p.m. to see the proceedings really kicking off. And of course, there are so many other issues as well. We know that this year, the AU's theme is around nutrition, is about food security, given all these challenges emanating from that conflict between Ukraine and Russia. But of course, all eyes will be on the election. As soon as they're done with the election, there'll be a swearing-in ceremony, but also there'll be an address by the newly elected president of the Pan-African Parliament. So all eyes will be right here in Midrand, where it's going to happen.